Good morning. Today we're doing lesson 7-1. We are going to be learning about U.S. customary units, and we're going to work on possibly converting some of these units, okay? The frame is the shape of the letter G. It represents 1 gallon. Inside the G, there are 4 Q's, and each Q represents 1 quart. Inside each Q, there are 2 P's, and each P represents 1 pint. Inside each P, there are 2 C's, and each C represents 1 cup. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. 1 quart equals 2 pints, and 1 pint equals 2 cups. Okay? So now we're going to answer some questions about this. So if I go here, 1 pint, how many cups did that equal? So we can go back and look. I'm going to look here. 1 pint, and there are two inside of it. So I can go back to screen 2. Put 2 cups. Okay. So we know that 1 pint equals 2 cups. So we're going to complete this table. So if I have 2 pints, how many cups do I have? Go back and look here. So if I had 2 pints, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And if I have 3, how many is that? Yep, it would be 6. And if I had 5, how many would that be? Yes, it would be 10. So basically what I was doing is I was just multiplying 2 times the amount of pints that I have. So 1 times 2 was 2 cups, 2 times 2 was 4 cups, 3 times 2 was 6 cups, and 5 times 2 was 10 cups. And so here they're showing me, they gave me the 16 cups, and they want to know how many pints that is. So what would that be? Yeah, it would be 8. So it would be 8 because I just divided 16 in half because I knew that there were 2 cups in each pint. So let's go on to the next screen. All right, so now we're going to do quarts and pints. So let's go back and look at our first screen and see how many is for quart. How many P's are there? Yeah, there's 2. So 1 quart is 2 pints. So we're going to go through and we're going to fill this in the same way. 2 quarts is how many pints? Yes, it would be 4. And then 3 quarts would equal what? Yep, it would equal 6. Now they gave me the pints. They want to know how many quarts that is. So I'm just going to divide that in half because I know that 1 quart equals 2 pints. And so what's half of 14? Or 14 divided by 2? Yep, it would be 7 because 7 times 2 equals 14. Write down 9. What's 9 times 2? It would be 18. And how about 13? 13 quarts is how many pints? Yep, it would be 26. Because you're just multiplying it times 2. Quarts and gallons, and then we have quarts and pints, and then we have pints and cups. So we have some number lines, and then we have that same visual. So let's go look and see what our first question says. Okay. Trisha has a container with a capacity larger than 2 cups, but smaller than 1 gallon. Which of these containers contain the capacity? Is it a cup, a pint, a quart, or a gallon? So it's larger than 2 cups, but smaller than a gallon. Let's go back and look. Larger than 2 cups, but it's smaller than a gallon. Which could it be? Yeah, it would be a quart. But look here at the Q. So it would be a quart. All right. Sue and her sister Cindy have a lemonade stand. They want to make 8 gallons of lemonade, but they only have 1-quart containers. How many 1-quart containers will they need to hold 8? So they want to make 8 gallons. So we need to see how many quarts are in 1 gallon. So let's go look and see how many quarts are in 1 gallon first. So we can also look over here. Gallons and quarts, we can look up here at this top one. So we can see that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. There in 2 gallons there's 8 quarts, in 3 gallons there's 12, in 4 gallons there's 16, and then in 5 gallons there's 20. So they want to know how many 1-quart containers they'll need to hold 8 gallons of lemonade. So we know that 1 gallon has 4 quarts. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Okay. So they want to make 8 gallons of lemonade, and they only have 1-quart containers. So what kind of problem do you think this is going to be? Yeah, it's going to be a multiplication problem. So we're going to need to take 8 times 4 equals the 1-quart containers. So what is 8 times 4? Yes, it is 32. Let's go to the next one. So how many cups are there in a quart of milk? How many cups are in 1 quart? So let's go back and look at our picture. How many cups are in 1 Q? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. So we can write that down on our third screen. 4. Okay. And a gallon. And there's 4 quarts in a gallon. How many cups would that be? We're going to need to take 4 times 4. And that is, yes, it's 16. All right, this one says, in 2012, the city of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, set a record for building the world's largest working fondue pot. The pot holds 275 gallons of melted cheese. How many pints is that? So how many pints are in a gallon? Let's look. How many pints are in a gallon? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 pints in a gallon. So we're going to need to take, so there's 8, so there's 8 pints in 1 gallon. So we're going to need to multiply 275 times 8. So let's try that. I'm going to draw a lattice box down here. What's 5 times 8? It'd be 40. What's 8 times 7? It's 56. What's 8 times 2? 16. So let's add them. 0, you can't add it to anything. 4 plus 6 is 10. 5 plus 1 is 6. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. So put my 2 here and I carry this 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer is 2,200. 2,200.